Hi everyone, we are waiting for a couple of minutes to see more people join in. You can comment and ask questions in the chat, and this webinar will be recorded, so you'll receive recording afterwards. And we'll start in a couple of minutes. While we are waiting for people to join, please let us know whether you can see our screen and whether you can hear me fine.
All good. Boom.
I guess we'll start in a moment. And the topic of today's webinar is turning revenue insights into revenue review insights into revenue with Sentiment Leaderboard. And my name is Roxy Badun. I'm managing product and customer success here at PromoRepublic. I'm a person behind all the product decision analytics. I'm working on the workshops connected to the data and working closely on the customer success side to bring value to the customers. Besides work, I'm interested in tea, meditations, and fitness. And my co-host today is Alex Karbanov.
Hello, everyone. Alex Harbinyev here. I'm the senior marketing consultant at PromoRepublic. I work very close with franchise and multi-location business brands to overall understand what local marketing currently looks like for the brand and see how we can future-proof it and bring fresh ideas by implementation of technology. Aside from work, I'm a father of a little toddler, almost 2 years old, packed with energy. Passionate into scuba diving, lover of food, good travel, and recently also took up mountain biking. Happy to connect professionally or personally with everybody after the event as well.
Quick intro to PromoRepublic. If you don't know what PromoRepublic is one data-driven platform. It is designed to easily consolidate your marketing and CX tools, assets, data, and workflows for seamless collaboration with stores, location agents, and franchisees. And as mentioned before, today we'll cover how to unlock insights with sentiments, explore 4 practical use cases for the sentiments leaderboard with a demo, discuss integration of data tools into routine, and wrap up with Q&A session. If you have any questions or any comments, you can drop your question into the chat and we'll respond it on the go. And we'll start with top 4 challenges for multi-locations and customer experience. Multi-location businesses face unique challenges when it comes to delivering exceptional customer experience, but the data-driven approach can help overcome many of these hurdles. Imagine if every customer interaction held the key to overcoming the hidden opportunities to boost satisfaction and loyalty. What if data wasn't just numbers, but gold mine of insights waiting to be unlocked? Today, we'll focus on key areas where businesses often encounter roadblocks. First, there is the challenge of maintaining consistent customer experience across locations. Many of you have multiple locations, and even small variation can impact trust and satisfaction. Saying that one location in your brand does something very amazingly and other just doesn't offer the service, it can impact the whole brand. And the data can help you identify patterns and standardize excellence across the board. Second, tracking performance effectively can be tough. And when you're managing multiple locations, it's even tougher. Without a reliable system to collect and analyze feedback, valuable insights are easily lost. So data-driven approach can simplify this and turn raw numbers into actionable strategies. The third one is adapting to the uniqueness of local markets. You have locations across different states, different regions with different audience that you serve. Each region has its own needs, and it's important to balance local nuances with consistent brand experience. So you need to have data to help you to tell about your customer preferences across different locations and regions. And lastly, there is an issue of accountability and action. Often there is a disconnection between corporate strategies and executions on the ground. With right insights, you can close a gap and align teams and empower them to act quickly and effectively. And through the session, we'll explore how the data can be transformed into a strategic tool and how to overcome those challenges. Quick intro, what is sentiment analysis? I hope that most of you know, but it's core of today's discussion. Sentiment analysis is a way to understand the emotions behind the text. Using technology, it helps determine whether the review, comment, or any feedback that you get is positive, negative, or neutral. What do people say and think behind the words? It is a way to uncover the emotion and intent behind the customer feedback. Do they feel good about your service, your pricing, what they truly think and what they feel about offering stuff, products? For example, that is shown in this chart. You can break down feedback by aspects like service stuff or pricing and see whether customers are happy or not. This kind of insight is game changer when it comes to improving experiences and build loyalty. You know what's working and what's not. You know what to focus on and what is your unique selling point in the opinion of your customers. And what is a net sentiment rate? A net sentiment rate is a powerful metric because it helps you to understand overall sentiment of your customer feedback. It is calculated by taking the number of positive reviews, subtracting the number of negative reviews, and dividing it by total number of reviews. This gives a clear indicator how do the customer feel. The scale runs from -100 to +100. The positive score, like shown here, 54.6, shows that overall sentiment is leaning positively, while the negative score would highlight areas where customers are unhappy. The beauty of NSR is simplicity. It translates a complex feedback into a single number that you can track and compare across locations to make sure that all of your locations follow the standards of your brand and your brand sentiment. And it helps you to take action and maintain and improve customer satisfaction across the board. To go through benefits of sentiment insights before we dive deeper into the demo, the benefits are the following. You can customize experience for each location based on the specific feedback trend. This ensures you're addressing unique needs rather than applying one-size-fits-all strategy across the board. Sentiment insights also allow you to refine your CX strategy and program, ensuring they are rooted in what your customers actually value. By understanding what drives satisfaction, you can grow retention, you can get more customers, you can offer better products and services tailored to your customer expectations. Beyond that, these insights help you to identify and fix operational bottlenecks. There is issues with staff performance, pricing, cleanliness. They empower you to drive accountability and action on the local level and close the gap between the strategy and execution in place. And finally, by analyzing sentiment trends across location, you can uncover new opportunities to grow your market share, ensuring your business stays ahead of competition. For example, as shown on the map here, each location has unique net sentiment rate. High-performing locations like Great Falls and Dallas provide example of success that can be replicated in other locations, while lower score like Las Vegas highlights areas that you would need to prioritize to improve and grow your brand. And data is your friend. So it should help you to overcome all of the CX challenges that you have in place. And we hope that we as a tool can help you to centralize data to overcome this time-consuming part and give you an option to focus on what is important and leads to using data for decision-making process. And I guess I'll pass the word to Alex.
Perfect, Roxy. A lot of great background context. Sharing my screen. Bear with me, please. Send request, and somebody needs to give me access to share. Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's dive in. Perfect. Thank you for everybody's patience. So, as mentioned, today we're going to be exploring specifically how PromoRepublic Sentiment Leaderboard, the tool that actually helps you enable and activate your data to make it your ally in your decision-making process. It's a unique solution that tailors specifically to the needs of franchise and multi-location business brands and helps them overcome marketing and customer experience challenges that can arise. What are the overall core metrics being tracked? So net sentiment rate is a calculation of your incoming positive reviews subtracted by your negative reviews, divided by the total volume of reviews that were received over a period of time multiplied by 100, which allows you to have a deeper interpretation beyond, well, what does a 4.5 average review score at this location or system-wide look for us? The core key metrics that are tracked is overall the NSR score, the review volume and number of reviews that are coming in, the distribution between positive, neutral, and negative reviews, the breakdown of NSR per category and aspect, which is very unique for each and every industry. For instance, if you're operating a home service brand, you're not going to put in aspects that would pertain back to, let's say, a quick service restaurant in terms of cleanliness of the location, quality of the food. So it's hyper customizable to fit specifically the unique needs and what you want to put into an account when you're calculating out your NSR score and identifying the opportunity for improvement for each and every location. With the recent rollout of sentiment leaderboards going live in PromoRepublic, we now have over 10 PromoRepublic customers that are already leveraging sentiment leaderboards. And today we're going to discuss and dive a little bit deeper into the practices that work best for them. Overall, the four main use cases for sentiment leaderboards. It's really unifying that collaborative experience between the franchisor and franchisee and how franchisees being the storefront of your brand really deliver that customer experience. So we constantly want to enhance the experience and identify areas and aspects of opportunity to really ensure that we're shining in our customers' eyes and retaining them as loyal customers forever. Uh, Collaboration between product and service team. So building products and services that people ultimately love, ensuring that the market that you're delivering this to is interpreting that into the way that the brand and visualizes it to do so. Market research. So what's pretty unique within sentiment analysis and NSR scores, not only can you pull in the landscape of your internal organization, leveraging PromoRepublic Copilot, you can also benchmark that against the overall industry standards. So if you're operating in the home service space, what are other home service companies doing? What is their NSR scores looking like? What are the areas of opportunity for you to overtake your local competition? And of course, finally, customer care. Um, being proactive and keeping your hand on the pulse of the data allows you to solve any potential issues as they come up substantially faster and leverage that as an opportunity to constantly evolve your brand and overall customer experience presence. We'll be covering a couple different views today. I'll do a quick rundown of the slides to not jump back and forth, but overall, the first tab we'll open up with is the sentiment dashboard. It's the overview dashboard that has all of the high-level metrics from a high-level glance before diving in specifically into the location breakdown and aspect breakdown. Um, the next piece that we'll dive in is specifically into the location leaderboard. The location leaderboard distributes that beyond the average to uncover opportunities for improvement for every single location and across all the different aspects of sentiment that you're actually tracking within PromoRepublic. And the final piece will step kind of beyond the box solution, which is PromoRepublic Copilot, which is a blend of analyzing out your local data, factoring that in with us acting as an analyst as a service, and an additional team member of your team, and the ability to then blend in external data sets, as mentioned, the competitive landscape, to kind of identify what are the key focuses for the quarter, for the year that we can hone into to improve our CX experience. With that said, I will now pull up a screen share of PromoRepublic sentiment analysis and we'll dive in. Looking here, we're finding ourselves in right off the back into the sentiment dashboard. So the sentiment dashboard, what it does is it gives you a high level roll up on an organizational standpoint. So this is not yet fragmented into the location leaderboard. Over a period of time that we're looking at, what is the total number of reviews that we're interpreting? What was the number of positive reviews, neutral reviews, and negative reviews, and then calculating out your brand-wide NSR score. You can also see the distribution of your review dynamics on a month-over-month basis in terms of number of new reviews coming in, just to ensure that the dynamics and relative change are moving into the direction that you're forecasting them to do so. If we ever see dips in new reviews, that gives us insights and understanding. We need to activate and go stronger with our review generation strategy to ensure that there's constant feedback and customer reviews coming back to establish further credibility and help grow your NSR score. On the NSR breakdown aspects is where it's really fine-tuned to your industry and how you want to benchmark specific pillars and aspects of the business. How are people interpreting our service? How is the staff that's servicing our customers locally reflective back to the brand? Do we have any pricing sensitivity? Is this pricing sensitivity system wide or honing into a location leaderboard? Do we have specific markets that we're getting price sensitivity from? If we're operating a brick and mortar experience or a restaurant experience, are our facilities clean? What kind of amenities are being offered? What ambiance are we delivering? Are we operating in an accessible way that's welcome to all? High level breakdown that can then further be segmented by leveraging the filtration logic. So again, filtering logic that, can easily be adapted depending on the brand structure and the amount of granularity that you would like to accomplish. But from a high level example, we can have a specific distribution where we want to silo out only, let's say, a business quarter into this given review, or we only want to benchmark specific locations, or we want to only hone in and segment out, let's say, positive reviews. Or if we're operating a multiple brand concept where it's an umbrella company and you have several brands under your purview, the ability to then quickly reaggregate the reports to identify specifically the brand that we need to hone into. Another unique use case is the ability to leverage location tags. So let's say you have a landscape of both corporate owned and operated locations and franchise owned and operated locations. You can do that benchmark to identify what's the landscape looking on like on the franchise side of the business and the corporate side of the business. So that's a quick snapshot into the overall dashboard. And now let's dive one layer deeper into location leaderboards. So again, following the same exact logic that was presented in the core dashboard view, what this specific view uncovers is the ability to not just look holistically brand wide, but also understand how are we performing on a per location basis. What are the strong pillars and aspects that we're tracking within this dashboard that are performing well? Which locations need to specifically evolve? So I'll use location 78 as an example. And location 1, we have pretty aggressive price sensitivity as the price is negative 100 for location 1 and negative 79.55 for location 78. That gives us the insights that maybe we need to see if running a specific promotion for those services can help change the mindset and get franchisees more business. So overall, it allows you to have all of the data at your fingertips, but spread specifically hyper-locally to a level of a franchisee or a location, and then giving them the ability to constantly get feedback back from your support office on what they should focus on next month, next quarter, and what their overall grand strategy should be for the next year to ensure that they're constantly delivering top-notch customer experience as the storefront to your brand. Similar logic on the filter side, we can do a distribution to segment down to a specific subset grouping of locations. So really the data lives at your fingertips for you to manipulate it in any way that you need to quickly formulate those takeaways. I want to hone in into one more view that steps beyond leaderboards, but it goes hand in hand with sentiment. And let me expand this into presentation view. I'll specifically hone in to not run in through the entire PromoRepublic Copilot report, but specifically the sentiment analysis. Leveraging the same exact data that was reflected in the leaderboard reports on a per location basis, what this ultimately does is not only is it an interpretation of your data, but it's us stepping in as an external analyst and a new set of fresh eyes to give you back suggestions of what's working well and what are the key focuses to take away into the next month, next quarter, next year, depending on the frequency a Copilot report is being run for your brand. What's also unique with Copilot is then the ability to also influx in industry standard and practices that we're identifying, where we would map your data across a competing brand or a competing segment of brands that are operating in an identical industry to overall give you the trend to identify. We're performing really well from an experience standpoint, we can improve in our timeliness if, let's say, we're scheduling appointments and showing up a little bit late. It identifies those core pieces that each and every location ultimately can get takeaways from, hone in, and focus further. I'll now switch back to the core presentation, so please bear with me while I recast the new screen. Perfect. Uh, As mentioned in the beginning of the call, we will be sharing the presentation deck and the recording of today's event, but also feel free to take a screenshot of the current view. And keep in mind, even like a small change can uplift your overall brand sentiment and make an impact in your customers' eyes. Ultimately, make data your best friend. Don't be afraid to leverage it and formulate consistent actions to execute on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. At the end of the day, consistency is key to growing your customer experience. A few closing remarks on my side. So with Sentiment Leaderboard, it activates four key improvements for your brand. One, having a clear helicopter view across your brand and getting hyper local to all of your specific locations to understand the customer experience and associate a score back to it. Identifying both small wins and overall strategic products to strengthen the delivered customer experience. Two, motivating your storefronts, whether it's locations, agents, managers, field support specialists, and franchisees, to take ownership and really hone in and focus to improving the way that they're interacting and servicing their customers. Three, keeping a hand on the pulse of your CX data on a regular basis. Addressing issues early before they become systematic is really important. It's much easier to make the change when it's caught in advance as opposed to becoming a systematic trend that's been happening for years. And four, finally, driving data backed collaboration and fostering alignment between the HQ, field support, marketing specialist, operational specialist, and ultimately the franchisees. Leverage data to really build out that effective work collaboration and synergy. On that note, in 1 minute, I will drop my Calendly link in the chat. If you're curious to understand how sentiment leaderboards can work for your brand and industry, don't hesitate to book a one-on-one Zoom session with me. Calendly will give you my full availability to select a convenient time and date for us to connect. I'd like to close off with Q&As. Please drop any questions, thoughts right into the chat, and I will stop sharing so we can have a look at anything that's coming in.
We really hope that it was valuable for you. If you have any questions afterwards, you can connect with us on LinkedIn, and we are happy to hop on the call with you to discuss opportunities with Sentiment. If you are using PromoRepublic now, we are happy to discuss the option of report if you don't use it now. So you can leverage sentiments and grow your customer satisfaction and customer experience results with us.
Final minute two. Any questions, thoughts before we wrap up the session? We promise we don't bite. Perfect. On that note, I would love to thank everybody for their time and attention today, and wishing everybody a blessed and productive day.
And happy holidays for everyone. That is the last webinar of this year. So enjoy your holidays and hopefully come recharged next year. Thank you.
Bye-bye.